Coach, I saw you a couple months ago. I told you your beard was going to take the world by storm, and I feel like I media trained you for all of the attention that it's getting. How's it going with that?
Yeah, I give you all the credit, of course, but it's going good. You know, like I said, it's less maintenance. I don't need to be shaving every day, so I think that's important. Get a little more time, save 10 minutes, so it's been good.
Kelly did her thing. Do Keenan Allen and do Caleb, do they get jealous of all the attention your beard's getting?
Well, I would say that Keenan Allen has the best beard on the team by far. It's not even close. I think Darnell Wright, may have a close second, but he's got a good one.
You're playing him in the preseason, I just heard, via my Twitter machine.
We're going to play the starters. And again, we've got a set range for that. Once we feel good about that, we'll get those guys out of there. We're going to see good flow, good execution. And once we feel good about it, we'll get them out.
Are you taking Caleb out after 2 touchdowns or 3?
Well, if he gets that, for sure. But we just really want to see him execute, operate the offense, have a good rhythm. No pre-snap penalties, and being able to go through the process of this, the live rush. I think that's really important for him to be able to feel that. Buffalo has a good rush group, which give us a big challenge, and him having the ability to slide and keep his eyes downfield. So it's going to be a good day for him.
Coach, you said you're juiced. That's a headline right there for Chicago. You're juiced about Caleb's debut. What specifically do you want to see? The one thing that you'll say, that's why I'm playing you right now.
Yeah, much of the same that we've seen in practice. He's really accurate. He does a really nice job on the move. But I just really want to see him function, in an NFL preseason game for the first time. If you go back and watch, and which I did, I went back and watched all the rookies that have played, that are high draft picks, over the last couple of years, and they were good. They had some struggles in the beginning, and that's part of the process of having that experience and exposure to the game, to the NFL game, to the speeds of it. And then being able to adjust and adapt and then overcome that and then go to the next phase of it. So this is all part of the process.
How's the adjusting and adapting to all these Hard Knocks cameras that are following us around?
It's been really good. We had them in Indianapolis when I was there as the coordinator, and it's been really good. You can barely notice that they're around. They do a really nice job with that. And it's really been seamless. And I told the guys in the beginning, just be authentic, be yourself, and that's going to be good enough.
Joe Shane said, I talked to him a couple of weeks ago on my show, he said he still has PTSD, even though the cameras are gone. He looks up and thinks he's still on tape. You have none of that going on.
No.
You're completely focused. I love that. In terms of Caleb, watching him out here today, watching him through this whole process, drafted 106 days ago, which is incredible. What is the one thing that you've learned about him in that time?
He accepts challenges. So we've set markers every single week and challenged him to meet those, and he's done a great job of rising to the occasion and leveling up. We did it when he left for summer. We had him, do a whole thing during the summer, and he did it at more exceeded expectation. And we've been doing that every single week, kind of giving him measures to meet, and he's accepted those challenges.
What does it say about him that you didn't bring in a vet, that he earned the job right away?
Yeah, that's just confidence in him, knowing his abilities, knowing what kind of person he is, what kind of teammate he is. And, the job's not too big for him. And, again, he's got a lot to learn. This is the NFL, and there's a learning curve to this, and it's a process. And we all have to play well around him. That's the big thing I've been telling all the vets. The defense has got to play well. The kicking game's got to be sound. Our protectors got to protect. The catcher's got to catch and run, and we got to really play well around him because he is a rookie, and it's the first time he's going through this. And we got some really good blend and good mix of young guys and veterans, and we got to play well around them.
There's managing the confidence. There's managing the earning the gig. Of course, big city, big market. I love that, Saban is like expectations are a killer. I love undersell, over deliver. But I'm seeing Hard Knocks treatment of the MJ stuff, the Jordan stuff. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, expectations, are really for the outside in force, and we really want to focus on inside out. So that's Caleb partnering with his coach, his head coach, with his coordinator, with his quarterback coach, with the offense. And that partnership really gets you through into the development phase of it. So, and really just improving every single day and developing through the process of a day-to-day operation. And then put that day to bed and then wake up and start all over again. Just get better, just small amounts at a time.
You mentioned getting better in all phases. Rome's out there. Your draft pick, punt returning, what is with that?
Well, he's good at it, number one.
He didn't do it in college. We looked it up. He did it 3 times in
Yeah,
college.
but he's done it in the past. He said, hey, I can return punts, and he talked to us about it during the draft process. And he's really, really good at it, and he's dynamic back there. And we'll see if we're going to get him a couple touches in the game. We'll see about that in terms of the other guys too, and we'll see.
What do you see in him? Because he doesn't have experience doing it. So what did you see in him that said, okay, all right,
Well,
I'll
he's
listen
got
to you?
speed. He's got speed, and he's got explosion, and he certainly can, yards after catch, you see that, and he can break tackles, so we'll see how it goes.
You have something like 10 of 11 potential starters, alleged starters on defense in the building again. What does that consistency mean for this team and you?
It's good because it's we're going through the second year of the system, and they understand that. So your floor in terms of where you start is up here now. So they have a great understanding of the concepts, the schemes, how they communicate with each other, being on the same page. But it's all about, and I said it last week, I believe, it's all about really about what we do on the grass. So we got to prove it every single day we go out there in practice, and the guys are doing it, and we just got to keep getting the details better. And once we do that, we're going to be on the way to being a good defense.
I was just with D'Amico Ryans yesterday, and I was sitting with him, and he's got great energy, a great young quarterback, of course, and he's a defensive-minded coach, just like you. Y'all are an endangered species, Coach Eberflus. So tell me the advantage, and maybe even if you can speak to the responsibility that you sort of bear to these little whiz kid McVays out there of being a successful defensive-minded coach.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefit to it, really, because when I spend a lot of time with the quarterbacks, I'm in the quarterback room, and they're always bouncing questions, coverage questions, pressure questions, what is this, what's the rules for those guys, and they benefit that because they're getting a dual education. They're learning the offense, but they're also learning the defense at a different level than they would if I wasn't in there. So I think that's a really cool thing that they can do. And, there's been some good ones over the years, Chuck Noll and Belichick and Dungy and Tomlin, and there's been some pretty decent ones. So,
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so let's not discredit the defensive guys.
Let's keep those alive, of course. Well, that's a great answer to that. I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Last time I saw you, gave me some honey. You have an aviary. I didn't know. I felt unprepared. I was ill-prepared for the interview because I did not know anything about bees. So I did my research, and I got to know beehives a little bit better. I'm going to give you names for worker bees, actual worker bees, and you tell me which player on the team best exemplifies that. Are you down?
Sure.
All right. The guard. Who's the enforcer that's going to have everyone's back?
Enforcer, the guard. That would be Montez.
Montez. I mean, why isn't he talked about as one of the elite pass rushers in this league?
He should be.
Yeah, and now you've had him in the building. I have a feeling he's going to go off this year.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm excited about him.
Okay, you don't want to say much. I like that. The forager. The forager does the dirty work and doesn't get enough credit.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's Keenan Allen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I love that. The builder. Who has been a big part of creating the incredible culture that you have here?
Oh, geez. I would say that's Ryan Poles.
Ryan Poles?
Yep.
He doesn't get enough credit?
Nope.
Oh, I love hearing that. You guys have a great dynamic between you. Speaking of great dynamics, you and Matt LaFleur at a Bucks game. Is that allowed?
Well, see, let's clear the air here because I was there visiting the school. My daughter's going to Marquette.
Okay. Like
So
my sister went to. Yeah, we talked about this.
I was visiting the dorms. I talked to Shaka, and he said, hey, I get you some tickets. And I sit down, and I look to the left, and lo and behold, there's Matt LaFleur.
We're going to have to check this story
that's how
out.
It happened.
That's how it happened.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to them about the rivalry. I was up in Green Bay. I was with Matt LaFleur, with Jordan Love and company. That 1 in 15 number, not a number that we want to continue. How much would it mean to you? It's late in the season, can't come soon enough.
Yeah, we're going to know what our football team is at that point, and we're excited about building to that point. And again, we got to take it one game at a time.
All right, Coach, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the season. Kick ass.
All right, thank you.